Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now September 23rd of 2022, and with Andor episodes 1 through 3 now out on Disney Plus, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have been preparing themselves for Tales of the Jedi that's really going to conclude the 2022 year as far as Star Wars TV shows go. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that a lot of Star Wars fans around the world are very happy so far with what has been happening with The Mandalorian as a series. I think that has been by far the biggest success as far as TV shows go. Everything else has been a pretty big speed bump. You know, both Boba Fett and Kenobi didn't do too well with the fans, and so far Andor is looking like mixed reactions at this point from what I'm noticing. I think that the real deal is going to be Mando 3 and Ahsoka series for 2023 that's really going to turn things around. So when we go ahead and look at everything related to what Disney executives are currently up to behind the scenes, there's a lot of things happening. In fact, we went over this a couple of weeks ago that Disney executives are really now thinking hard on what they should really do with new Star Wars movies and exactly how that should all be treated. We talked about how Taika Waititi is being pretty much shown the door at this point. He's getting let go from handling that 2025 Star Wars movie slot, and it's not looking good for him. So moving forward from all of this, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with the continuation of the Skywalker saga that is still in the cards, as we have gone over before in the past, and it is happening, it is moving forward. Disney has finally realized that the episode films are the right way to go, and they are finding avenues to create that. Now, currently Bob Chapek is working very closely with FAVREAU and Filoni on how to properly structure the future of Star Wars, between bringing back legends and also continuing the Skywalker saga and more. Now, it's described, however, that currently Bob Chapek is already in the planning stages for Star Wars episodes 10, 11, and 12, since Disney executives are now beginning to realize that Star Wars does well and best with episode movies, and that they want to give it one last shot to end the Skywalker saga properly for the fans. Now, one of the big plans for the new episode films is that they are set to release them in the form of books first that will eventually be made into movies. These books are planned to drop in the beginning of 2024, followed by their plans to begin production on the new movies by 2026. The new movies are planned to feature the return of Cade Skywalker from Star Wars Legends, who was described to be a descendant of Luke Skywalker in Star Wars Legends. However, in the upcoming canon, Disney is planning on creating a story that will focus on two sides of the Skywalkers, one of which will be Cade Skywalker, the son of both Ben Solo and Rey. How they had a child will be fully explained in the upcoming lore for next year. So let me just stop right here for a second. So what they are planning to do with the Cade Skywalker character is by making him the son of both Rey and Ben Solo. And as you all know, since Favreau and Filoni are changing Rey's bloodline to becoming both a Palpatine and a Kenobi, mixing that with Skywalker blood, you can only imagine how Cade Skywalker could easily and potentially become the strongest Skywalker to have lived. And this kind of falls in line with how it could also lend a lot of credit to what it does in Legends. In Legends, Cade is actually a bounty hunter, a smuggler, a Jedi, a Force sensitive, etc. He's basically a mixture of all the Star Wars main characters from the original trilogy and more. And this would be the prime example to kind of, show that in a way by using the bloodline getting mixed together. Now, moving forward from all of that too, they also have extensive plans on other Skywalkers joining this actual series of movies in the mix. Now, Favreau and Filoni are said to be involved with the story elements of the new books that are set to arrive in 2024, labeled as episodes 10, 11, and 12. Basically, guys, this is going to be a retelling or a new version of the Star Wars Legacy comics, except they are going to be titled episodes 10 through 12 in the form of books before the movies begin production in 2026. So, if you think about it, it's not all that far off. I mean, once 2023 begins, you got 3 years until production begins for this new saga. And executives over at Disney are really, moving forward with all of this, and they just are very much eager to get this rolling. Now, apart from that, the other side is set to be Luke Skywalker's grandchild. This is going to be made possible as Luke is set to have a son during the events of The Mandalorian, and that son will eventually also have a child and will be the older Skywalker in episodes 10 through 12. This new plan by Disney is to make sure that the Skywalkers can live on for as much as they can. However, these are planned to be the last set of Star Wars episode movies, and that Disney wants to end them all at episode 12. Now, Garrett Hedlund is still chosen to portray the role of Cade Skywalker so far, and has already been in the talks with Disney. Villains such as Darth Talon and others will also join the story as well. So, in case you guys did not know, alright, in Star Wars Legends, there are tons of Skywalkers that really kind of enhanced or expanded the family tree. You had Cade Skywalker, Cole Skywalker, there were quite a handful of them in there that weren't really all that explained. Some of which were very vague, like Cole was very unexplained. We didn't get to really learn too much about him. But there's a lot at hand here with the new canon material that's being handled by Disney executives. So, obviously, this probably is the main reason why they keep dropping the solo movies, such as Rogue Squadron, and Taika Waititi's movie is looking to be out the door now, since he's actually in a lot of trouble now, based on what happened with Thor, Love and Thunder getting bad criticism. Disney wants to get rid of him and his actual movie slot now. There's a lot of things happening, and of course they only want to improve themselves, and they don't want any more backlash any longer. They want to focus on creating a positive future for the Star Wars franchise, and how they can really offer the fans something special, and something that actually comes from quality, right? And at the end of the day, let's face it, when it came to Disney Star Wars for the past couple of years, everything has been hit and miss, right? You had a couple of hits here and there. I think that Rogue One was a hit. I think that Mandalorian was a hit. I think that, at the end of the day, The Force Awakens was decent. It wasn't necessarily a hit, but it was still decent. The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, to me, were kind of like the big slope where things started to decline, and The Mandalorian really gave us that beautiful spike of interest. And I think that's why a lot of fans love Jon and Dave, because they sparked that excitement again within fans, as Dave Filoni likes to call it, that good feeling, right? That magical feeling of Star Wars, whenever you see this on TV, you can't help, you can't just help yourself, you have to watch it. So, anyways, let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. Everything related to the continuation of the Skywalker saga. I think it's very nice that Garrett Hedlund is still in the cards to play the character. And anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.